Alright, you guys, I got a new video for you today. And today I want to talk to you guys about semen retention and selfishness. So as I've been spending time with God, this is something that He's revealed to me. And just in these days where I've been praying, reading my Bible, and meditating on the Word, He's shown me that selfishness is a big thing when it comes to semen retention and staying away from lust. You know, when we sin, we are opening doors to other areas of sin in our lives. When you give into sin, you are opening doors for the enemy to come in and destroy things in your life. One comparison that I want to compare this to is drugs. If you're giving into like gateway drugs like weed is one of those things. It doesn't have too much of damaging effects in your life. But this is one of those drugs that opens doors to many other drugs that people take. They start off with weed and then they go into more hardcore things. Things that are harsher and have a great toll on their life and the things that are in it. And you know, selfishness, it's something that may not seem like a big deal in the moment, but this is something that can have lasting effects on the things that are in our lives. The first thing I want to talk about is how being lustful is not going to help the people that are around you. Being lustful is selfish to the people that are around you. If you are a man, you are going to be a leader in some way, shape, or form. And if you're giving into lust, you're addicted to these websites, or you're fornicating, you are not going to help the people that are around you. If you are supposed to be inspiring people, giving into lust, and being the example of somebody that will willfully give into it is not going to be a good example to those that are around you. And if you're supposed to be helping someone and you're just lusting after them, you are going to bring that person down with yourself. And this is not good. If you're in a relationship and you're not married and you're fornicating, you are contributing with another person going against God. And this is not good for the either of you. And if you're addicted to these websites and you're in a relationship, nobody wants a partner like that. If you do, then you're most likely not in a healthy relationship. Nobody wants to be with somebody saying, "Oh, I love you, I'm willing to do anything for you, and you're the only one in my life." For them to say all that and to go somewhere else and fantasize about somebody else and get off to them, that's not cool. And if you're submitted under God, there is no way that you would desire a partner that is doing this stuff. This one could really go without saying, but if you are in a relationship or marriage and you cheat, this is something that can destroy the relationship. I mean, this is something that we don't have to mention because we've all seen examples of relationships and marriages that have been destroyed. So many of them can be destroyed by infidelity. Infidelity is selfish. And this isn't something that only affects the wives, husbands, girlfriends, and boyfriends, but it also affects the children that are involved in these relationships. Lust is such a selfish thing that you can give into if you have children. Infidelity, it's destroying these kids' lives and it's destroying the relationships that they have with their family members. Another thing about lust is that if you are giving into lust, you are opening the door, the generational curse that your kids have to face if you don't defeat lust. If you open that door and you don't close it when you have kids, your kids can deal with the same issues that you are dealing with right now. I'll tell you that there is so many kids that are hearing things that they don't need to hear, and they're being shown things that they don't need to see. I'll also tell you that lust is something that was introduced to me as a child, and it has not helped me in life. All it has done is destroyed things in my life. Lust is something that it may seem harmless in the moment, or it may seem like something that you can hide, but it does have an effect on you. And this is something that we cannot do because we cannot put selfish desires above the needs of others in our lives. The next thing that I want to talk about is how giving into lust is a selfish thing that you can do to yourself. If you are on this journey, you are on it for a reason. And if you haven't given up yet, it's because you love yourself and you want to be a better version of yourself. This journey, it really is self-love. And giving into lust is a selfish thing that you can do to go against that self-love that you have. This isn't just a physical battle, but it's a spiritual battle. This is the one sin that we can do that is sinning against our own body. In 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18, it says, "Flee sexual immorality. For any other sin that a man commits is outside his own body. But he that commits sexual immorality sins against his own body." Lust is that one sin that will corrupt you on the inside before it reaches anybody or anything else. If you're on this journey, you know the negative effects that lust has on you. It makes you lazy, less confident, and it wastes your energy. There is so many negative effects that lust can have on you, and if you are giving into lust, it's selfish because all it's doing is holding you back from being the version of yourself that you really want to be. Lastly, but most importantly, is that if you are giving into lust, you are being selfish towards the Most High. The 7th commandment is, "Do not commit adultery." And from day one, we are instructed to not give into lust. If you woke up today, you are blessed. If you are watching this video right now, you are blessed. If you are able-bodied, if you have a roof over your head, or if you have food on the table, you are blessed. God has blessed us so much, and He has so many blessings for us. And to give into lust is something that is very selfish. God, He has done so much for us, and not even just that, but there is so many things that we haven't seen God do for us, but He's done these things, and we got to thank Him for it. And to just give into lust is something that is very wrong. It is very selfish towards God. We cannot do God like this. The one that wants to prosper us and help us, this is something that we cannot do towards Him. Don't get me wrong, just because I'm telling you about this doesn't mean that this is something that is easy to do, especially with the society that we live in. But I just want to give you guys some insight that lets you know how deep lust can go, because this isn't just some simple, harmless thing, but this is something that can really affect the people and the blessings that we have in our lives. It really gets deep because it's not just lust alone. This is the type of sin that works with other things like selfishness in our lives to just keep us in bondage.